Today I'm going to be talking about living within your means. If you plan on moving to or living here in the Philippines, you need to live within your means, and you need to figure that out. I'm going to give you my story, and you can choose to do whatever you're going to do. I don't know your situation. You might have a big retirement, Social Security, whatever that might be, and might be able to live much better off than what I am. Please excuse the roosters. So anyway, I lived in Orlando, Florida, and I decided that I needed to make a change in my life. I've been divorced. My ex-wife had decided to go on a website and find a guy worth $22 million and let me know that she was moving with him and to Lakeland, which was an hour and a half away from where I lived, and then eventually moved to California with him and my son and my stepdaughter. So, which she's getting divorced now. But anyway, so I decided that I wanted to retire in the Philippines. Probably move over here when I was about 65 permanently and work until that time, save up my money and get my Social Security up as high as I could and do whatever I could. So I decided I was working for a man and renting a house from him, which was about $1,400 a month back then. And he owned over 150 homes, rental properties there in Orlando, and I would take care of them. And I would also, if he bought a house, he might flip it, just make it. I would go in and make it ready. I did air conditioning, plumbing, electrical, drywall, kitchen remodeling, cabinets, countertops, bathroom remodeling, top to bottom, exterior stuff, roofing, did all of it. And I decided that, working 7 days a week, 12 to 14 hours a day, was just too much. I also had an office cleaning business that I had one building that I took care of. At one point I had 8, and I decided to cut it down to just 1 because I wanted to build fence and do that during the day. And this was enough to pay for my mortgage or my rent at that time. And so I decided that I was just going to do the fence business. I talked to my dad, and he said, you need to quit doing all those different things, son, and just do one and cut down on what you're doing, save your money, and sell your tools and do whatever. So I did that. Got my fence business back up and going, which I've had on and off since 1978, I think I started the business in Florida. And I would close it down, do something else, and did other government jobs and whatever in the meantime, and then I'd go back to it. So anyway, and I was also doing fencing for the guy that I was flipping the houses for. And I really love it. I love doing carpentry. I love making something that's terribly ugly beautiful again. And I really enjoyed what I was doing. So I was saving my money, and I got rid of the house, and I didn't know what I was going to do. I talked to the owner of the office building, and they had a warehouse that was a few miles away where they stored all their documents and drawings and whatever it was architectural from. So I lived in that warehouse somewhat. I had some of my things in storage, which I was selling off, all my furniture and all the stuff that I had, because when she left everything. And so I need to get rid of 2 living room suites, bedroom suites, a lot of stuff. And tools that I didn't need anymore since I was just going in the fence business only. So I did that, and I would just go take a shower in the warehouse, sleep there at night. It was air conditioning, everything was nice. I'd get up in the morning, I'd leave early in the morning, like 6 a.m., go work my whole day and clean the office building at night, and then go back there and sleep. It was rent-free, and I put my money away. So I had an older truck, and I decided to buy a newer diesel, and I paid cash for that. and then I bought a flatbed trailer, and then I ended up buying a cargo trailer, and I put an air conditioning in the top of that, and I put a bed in there, and a flat screen TV, and Wi-Fi. I had Wi-Fi. I had a generator, one of the quiet generators that ran in the back of my pickup truck. And I ran a cord back and ran the fifth, or not fifth wheel, but the cargo trailer off of that. So I did that for a couple of years, lived in there, and I would stay at jobs that we were doing, or I would sleep in. I'd sleep in it when Lowe's parking lot, Home Depot parking lots, Walmart parking lot, whatever's close by. And I never had any trouble. I never had any beating on the door or giving me problems or stuff. I minded my own business. Went in there and do what, and I even had a shower in it. And I also had a gym membership that was $10 a month, and I could go there and take a shower as well. So I'd do me a little workout when I felt like it, and then I'd take a shower and go back to the RV or the cargo trailer and sleep the night. Well, during that time, I saved up enough money to buy a fifth wheel camper, and I decided to put it in this park that I knew about, that I was friends with the manager, and it was like $300 a month when I got there. It went up to like $330 within 5 years, but that was still dirt cheap. And I put all my money aside. Then I went online. I met a couple girls. They were scammers. Then I ended up meeting Ariel, and I flew over here and spent a month with her, and then went back, straightened out a few things. Had my guys running the business. So I came back here and lived for a year straight. And we lived up in Valencia. We had a house up there. It was about $200 a month. And so we lived like that for about a year. Into that time, she got pregnant. And my business was, the guys weren't doing what I was telling them to, and they were doing jobs on the side and all kinds of stuff. So I went home and had to leave her there, and she decided she wasn't going to stay there. She wanted to save the money, and so she moved back home to her family property. So I decided, well, if she's living there and my expenses are cheap, let's go ahead and build a house on her family's property. I know, put it in the comments, it's cool. I know everybody's going to say I made a mistake, but I'm fine here. We've been together for 5 years now, and I don't see anything happening. We have a beautiful daughter together. We live not comfortably, but we live okay, and we're surviving. So in that, I'll tell you, I came back after I'd worked in Orlando and saved all the money. I took care of Ariel, I took care of what I needed to there, and I also sent her money to build this place. So we have a house here, 20 by 20 room. We have our big bathroom in there, and then to the right of me is another big room. There's a living room / kitchen / dining room, and there's 2 bedrooms where my brother-in-laws and my father-in-law live. And we all live here, and we're happily together. You know, so I don't have any problems. I think a big thing of that is Ariel doesn't have a mother that's around. She took off when Ariel was young, so Ariel kind of runs things. She's the boss. I call her boss lot. Anyway, that's a little joke over here. But anyway, you know, we're happy. We live fine, and we stay in our budget. We have $1,080 a month Social Security, and soon face money will start coming in, and she'll get $700 and change a month. So we're going to put that back for her education, and we're building a room in the back for her so that she'll have her own room and privacy and what have you. You know, you might have a big amount of money to retire on and can come over here and live comfortably, and you can pay cash and build a house and all that. And if you do, there's more power to you. I'm really happy for you. However you can live and be happy here. I'm not going to tell you how much you need to live on here, because it depends on you. I know guys living on 500. I know guys that are making 8, 10 grand a month on retirement and have tons of money in the bank. That wasn't my case. When I came back to meet my daughter after 2.5 years, most of my regular subscribers that know this story, I had 2 strokes, and I've had 4 heart attacks altogether. I had one before I came here, a long time ago. But anyway, so with all that, I have to give a shout out to Mike's Philippine Retirement and Paul Miguel and Roy Reynolds, because they've been my friends and they stood behind me through thick and thin when I was in the hospital and having problems, and a lot of my subscribers helped, and I was able to survive several hospital stays now and make it. I wouldn't recommend that for anybody, but it's what happened to me. I was planning on like I said, I was planning on working till I was 65, but after this happened, I just had to go home, close down everything, tried to sell my business, got ripped off there, and here I am. I lived for over a year with no income except for what we made on YouTube, which was slim to none, and we had help from people that helped us survive for that year, and I can't thank them enough, and I'll never be able to repay them enough. So I will give also a shout out to CDFF, ChristianDatingForFree.com. That is where me and Arigel met, and it was, we were both Christians. We both went to a independent Baptist church, and I was looking for a woman 40, 50 years old. I ended up finding Arigel, and it wasn't planned, it wasn't what I'd recommend, but it's what happened, and we're happy together. We have a daughter together, and everything's cool. She a lot of people comment and stuff that, God bless her, which it is. I mean, she is God's blessing to me. She's my little angel. But she doesn't have to take me to the bathroom anymore. She doesn't have to help me take a shower anymore. She doesn't have to dress me anymore. She doesn't have to do, I mean, I can take care of myself. She does the cooking and she does the cleaning, but other than that, we're pretty balanced. I help take care of Faith, and she can go out with her friends and hang out, whatever, play cards in the kitchen, sing karaoke. She's not out partying and hanging out or drinking, but she's a good woman. Anyway, so now we have $1,080 a month that we have to live on, and we have to be careful with that. And then we $100 to $200 a month on YouTube if we're lucky, and so hopefully that'll grow. And like I said before, Faith will get her money, and so we'll be able to survive. There's an emergency or something, I think we can get by the next year or two. We'll be okay. I was given 1 to 3 years to live after all of this stuff happened, and now I have congestive heart failure after the last heart attack. So my left foot swells up like a balloon. What happened to me in my experience, and if any of that helps you, great. I would say this to the younger crowd. Man, just if you have time to do all this crazy stuff, you have time to save your money, you have time to travel, if that's what you're into. You might want to live in your hometown the rest of your life and be happy there, or you might not. It just depends on you. If you're younger, save your money now. If I could go back and change everything around, I would live a totally different life than I did. I was working 24/7, it seemed like, trying to take care of a woman that didn't appreciate me, didn't appreciate anything, and she was just looking for what she could get out of the relationship, and she's getting a divorce now. She's trying to clean him out as much as she can, and it's just sad that, she talked to me about, what she'd have to do to be able to take half his money and half his property, And this is before she married him, before she divorced me. And she was already planning her divorce with him. So that's just, you know, God bless her, but I just, you know, I don't want a woman like that. And thank God she left. I was staying for the kids. And I tried my best, but I was just thrilled when she left. Except for my son, that killed me. That part of it murdered my soul. And the fact that, you know, I can't see him. And my daughter Jessica, that was rough too. And now that I'm living here, and she's going through her own divorce. And, you know, that's another thing, you know. She has a good job. She makes about 80 grand a year. She's getting divorced, so they're having to sell $1,000 home. Sell it. Now she's going to rent an apartment downtown for probably $1,400, $1,500 a month. And, you know, when there's other alternatives where you could live cheaper and save your money. And I just wouldn't do that if I had to do it all over again. If I could, I'd live in my mom's basement. She don't have a basement. But I would have lived in my mom's basement, helped her out and saved every dime I could for the future that I wanted here. But hindsight's 20/20, right? We can all look back and say, hey, I wouldn't have done this, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have smoked cigarettes, and I probably wouldn't have had a stroke and the heart attacks. But I did what I did. Now and for those saying that, oh, that guy's smoking 3 packs of cigarettes a day, I'm not. If I did, it'd kill me. So I'm not doing that. So anyway, thank you for watching. Please subscribe if this is what you're interested in watching. Check out our other videos. And thank you so much for watching this one. God bless. Take care.